What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Honkai Star Rail reaction. It is raining sideways outside, so I hope this recording makes it in time, because I don't know if the power is going to go out, but that's beside the point. This is Hope is the Thing with Feathers. A lot of people wanted me to get to this one, multiple comments. Every single one of them had at least 15 likes, and that's like the lowest number of likes on a comment, so I'm definitely getting to this one. A lot of people really want me to hear all of the Robin themes, so I guess this is kind of the second step to that. So without further ado, let's go. Ooh. Okay. This song's gonna like unleash my inner white girl or something. I can feel it. Wait a minute, this is just a contemporary Christian song. It's using the same build-ups, the same chord progressions. Wait a minute, is this a mega church theme? Hold the phone. Let's see what it does when it drops. Fancy on the build. Okay, kinda. Alright, this is very contemporary Christian rock. Like, if you know what I'm talking about, you know. It's kind of a vibe, like, despite what I've said, kind of vibing with it. See, breaks like this, though, sound a little bit more like pop radio. Ooh. Alright. I like the crack on that snare. It's got a little bit of a delayed feeling to it. Still very much what I said. This is like the blueprint for any like church band. Any contemporary church band does a song that sounds exactly like this one. In the face of God, hands up in the air, praise Jeebus or whatever. Like, that is kind of wild. Maybe that parallel was intentional then, because of the messaging in this song. That's kind of interesting, actually. Okay, and now it's time for me to explain how I dare call this song what I called it, a Christian contemporary song. It's because it's doing the most common denominator thing for musical structure, and that's fine. I'm not trying to shit on it because of that. It's just doing the most standard progression ever. It's one of the most popular of all time, especially in pop music, and that's why a lot of Christian contemporary stuff uses it. It's easy to make songs to, it's extremely easy to follow, you can teach anyone to work in that structure because there's no surprises. It's 6-4-1-5. This is a chord structure that can be used by obviously any key and is usually used for these sorts of more upbeat songs, but it has a dramatic tension to it, so you can tell an emotional story while you're also not really challenging too much. In this specific scenario, I think we're doing a C sharp minor, an A major, an E major, and then a A B major. So that kind of just structures it in the way of having this starting chord be a tensive chord, something that is inviting that sense of, ooh, something's a little off here. It's starting there. And then it builds up before resetting in the next bar. The other thing that this song has done a few times, especially in the chorus, I think it was reusing the one, so it was doing E twice, which would work as a holdover if you don't want to reset quite the same way. That way it can reset differently or hold the tension longer so you get a different feel in the song, especially if you're trying to do like a multi-measure carryover for that tension. You want it to last a little bit longer and hold a little bit longer, then there you go, you know, keep the same chord twice instead of using that final chord, that 5 in this case, the B, and just, you know, releasing it back into the wild. You want to hold it firm a little bit more before letting it fully release. So again, those are just tricks in music theory to make songs feel the way they do, invite tension immediately that will continue to rise. That's another reason a lot of contemporary Christian music uses it, because it starts low and ends high. That is the perfect thing for their music, the perfect thing for their message. They want you to start on a low note, end on a high note. That's kind of the whole progression of a religious topic, isn't it? All of the other things I was bringing up about like the rhythmic buildups and everything, those are just kind of standard for any pop song, but again, something that's very easy for people to follow. So when you start to muddy the waters of what those are, you get a song that sounds kind of whitewashed a little bit, something that's just very safe. And that's not a bad thing. I want to say that again, despite how I've been kind of ragging on the concept. I don't think this is a bad approach at all, and I don't think that the song is bad at all. It just reminded me of a very specific trauma I have in the past that I have yet to resolve fully. That said, the overall structure was great. The production was fantastic. I loved a lot of the little details they were throwing in here. That break, especially that little section where it backs off and kind of lets the energy build back up. That's another tension release sort of thing. You build all this energy up and then you wash it out, let everything get quiet. You kind of build the tension back up down here before getting back up to that energy and ending the song on a high note. Yet again, another thing that a lot of Christian contemporary does, and you can definitely see why. But something I really want to talk about for this one, specifically this song, and it's not something that gets done in any other one on a common basis. What they did was change that C sharp minor to a C sharp minor 7th. All that means is they added the 7th interval to that chord, and it changes the nature of the chord. Adding a 7th would almost be like making it a little bit more tense in this way. And then that's even cooler because when they get to the A, that following chord, they change it to an add 9, which means they add the 9th interval up there. So it's like, okay, they're holding on to the note up here. They're holding on to that one interval note and just kind of ringing on it, just hitting that shit. And then they go back to the C minor 7th. So what they're doing for this last chunk of the song, this very final passage, is they are not letting go. And that just conceptually adds so much to the emotional weight to bear on this song. There is so much to be said about that. Having that note not go away, to show up and stay there. It just fucking lays up there, and it's like, end with tension. Why? Because they don't want you to feel fully satisfied. I talk about this a lot with having full resolves at the end of a song and how it's really satisfying to have that. That's why it's called a resolution. The song resolves. It resolves in a natural way that we're all anticipating and expecting with standard music practice. And when you don't do that, it kind of makes your brain check itself a little bit. So writing a song like this, to have the entire track basically tell you one thing and then end with a slightly different message, basically kind of adding a question mark on the end of the song. And they do this a lot, but this specific use of it is something that I think is so creative given everything else that we had heard in the song and how it was handling itself, and changing the message right at the end to be a little bit more of an introspective concept compared to what it could have been, which is everything is fine, don't worry about it. That's kind of how it would have ended if they left it alone. So those are just some cool things I noticed about the song. I have been yapping about this song for way too long. I'm sure this video is well over 10 minutes at this point, so thank you all so very much for listening and watching. If you enjoyed this video and you wanted me to get to another song, maybe another one of Robin's or anything else, leave it in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you just enjoyed this video and you want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!